Now, ma'am, I see that you're putting lemons down your tight pants there. I'm going to need to check you out if you don't mind in the back room, Margaret.
And now, Cheese Wits.
Hello, friends.
Yeah, hello. Look how silvery my hair is today.
It's always you and your hair.
The silver fox.
I am. I'm behind closed doors, baby.
Wow, how about that? You know what was disturbing? Do you remember the album that Behind Closed Doors was on? Did you ever see the actual album?
Yeah, I played it.
There's a version of it where he's singing to a fucking dog on top of his piano.
Well, I did not see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at Charlie Rich album covers, and you'll see that he's sitting there going, "Behind closed doors," looking at a fucking poodle of some sort, like he's trying to fuck it.
That's kind of scary.
It's a little disturbing.
That sounds like a magazine picture from the old days, 70s magazine picture.
Waka waka.
Oh, Christ. Okay, so what was I talking about just before Chris got here? Oh, see, so you don't have kids, so I don't know how this pans out for you guys, right? I mean, you have experience with kids.
Well, yeah. I mean, and frankly, Wally, I was a kid, so
Yeah.
I'm.
Right. Well, what I was talking about is Jess noticed behind me, if you can see it, Chris. This is my granddaughter's, when she comes up to the house, this is her play area. I don't know if you can see it back here.
Wow.
So she has some Barbies and some build a house stuff and Legos and things. And I was just telling Jess, I'm so happy that at 9, this is still something she's into, and she hasn't gone off the deep end like a lot. Jody and I were in the store shopping a few days ago, needed a new pan, and we saw a kid who was maybe 7, who was sitting in the cart, who had so much more makeup than my wife, and Jody doesn't wear any makeup for the most part. Like Jess, you don't wear makeup.
I wear some. I'm not today because it's Sunday.
But you're not made.
It's the Lord's Day.
Not like, you don't look like you're from the Drew Carey show.
No.
You're not in that mode. This kid who was 7 or 8, best at 7 or 8, had so much makeup on. And I'm just telling you, why do people do this? Let the kid be a kid. So we were having a discussion. When is it time to get a kid a cell phone? We were talking about this, about my granddaughter. When is it time? When do you say, okay, you're old enough for a cell phone?
I got nothing on that. I got no opinion.
I've got friends that have given their 8-year-old kid, a cell phone, and this girl's, doing TikToks and shit like that, and, dancing around. And, and I hate that for her because these people where I live, Jess, I think you can say they ain't the brightest up there. And, they hand out.
Like Jess is living in Harvard Square.
Right.
Well, I mean, that is exactly true. But, this girls on TikTok dancing around, and, there's some fucker older than Wally pulling his pud, looking at this girl, dancing. I don't fucking understand what these kids want on TikTok and shit. Okay, you want to be on Facebook, you want to look, you want to have a kitty account, fine, that's great. But do you have to be doing fucking gymnastics on TikTok? When somebody's sitting there saying he puts the lotion on the skin as he's watching,
he puts the lotion on
I feel
skin.
like there does have to be some parental oversight on that, just like on TV or the internet on the computer.
Come on, parents don't give a fuck anymore.
There isn't. There just is not that. That's a dream world, this idea that parents are parenting.
They're not.
Parents are parenting. Some, for sure, but for the most part, they're fucking not parenting. And this opens up the room for schools to move in and the government to move in. Look at me, I'm a government conspiracist all of a sudden. But here's the reason why I come to that little statement. The FDA has just approved an over-the-counter birth control, which the federal government and many state governments are saying it's okay for a 16-year-old without their parents' permission to get it. I'm okay with the idea of birth control. I'm not okay with the idea that a parent doesn't have the right to know. I'm not all right with that.
It's funny. I didn't hear what you said. I was going to say something, and it was going to be literally come again. I glad that was timed a little poorer than I wanted to do.
It is unbelievable. And so this is what allows when parents get all upset about the school is doing this and the school. I mean, you didn't motherfucking feed your kids. That's why the school now has breakfast and lunch, because you fucking weren't doing your job, right? So I think almost nearly every school in the country.
Wait a minute.
Gives free breakfast.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Are you really saying it's bad parenting that is requiring schools to provide meals for kids?
I'm saying some of it is. Yes, I am. I absolutely am. Because parents get up and they throw their kids in the bus or they don't get out of the fucking bed. And the kid's left alone to say, fend for themselves. You're going to see a 7, 8, and 8-year-old go out and make some toast and shit? No, it ain't happening.
Come on. When I was that age, I grabbed just a goldfish and left.
I was pouring my own cereal at that age, for sure. Whether my parents were good or bad is, well, that's a whole nother podcast. But
it happens.
But those meals at schools are for people who can't afford to feed their kids.
Everybody can have that meal. Everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. But they weren't invented to
but it's not
make up for bad parenting.
Jess, it is. There's so much fucking bad parenting out there. And then the school turns around and the school wants you, whether or not you need to have free lunch or free breakfast. And I'm for all of that shit because I got it when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Because my parents laid in the fucking rack and I got up, went to school, and I walked to school without breakfast, and we didn't get free breakfast back then.
We didn't either, but
well,
I don't remember my parents ever cooking me breakfast.
Not cooking, just having it in the fucking house.
Yeah, they had it in the house, and I was able to get to it myself. Whether or not that was bad parenting that I had to fend for myself for breakfast, I can't say, but the food was there.
No, I don't know that. I think it's a good parenting when you're taught how to do it and it's in the house.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be there for you to be able to access it. It has to be in that fucking house. And I know from owning a corner store and working in that corner store and watching fucking people come into that corner fucking store with school-age kids in tow, not grabbing anything that looked like breakfast food, lunch food, grabbing, I'm at home and I don't do much and I'm going to grab Doritos and Mountain Dew and I'm not grabbing the other stuff, and giving me shit because they couldn't use their money that was supposed to be for kids to get money out of a money machine. What is that thing called?
I can tell you that I also, when I go to a corner store, I also only buy shit food because I buy my nutritious food at the grocery store. Yeah. So if somebody were to judge my life based on what they saw me buy at the corner store, they could fuck off.
Yeah, it's not about judging your life. It's about knowing what's going on in your neighborhood that we own that store.
Mm.
And I have a very particular group of people in mind who came in constantly with their boyfriends buying boyfriend food for boyfriends who didn't work.
Boyfriend food.
Boyfriend food. Boyfriend, I play video games all day food. I hooked up with an underage with a 17-year-old girl who has 2 kids.
Wow.
And has Section 8 housing, and this is not bullshit. And they live with the mom who they're not supposed to be living with, who also has the Section 8 housing. This happens constantly.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying that you can't say this is the reason why we have to have free meals at schools.
It's not the reason why, but it's how parents who parent lose the right or lose some of their foothold in parenting.
Right.
Because parents aren't doing the right job, as many of them that need to be. So parents who are doing the right job lose their foothold into real parenting.
Hey, look, Wally, I don't know whether you noticed or not, but fucking Ozzy and Harriet are not on TV anymore. Okay.
No, I know.
That's and the world.
But I raised kids, and I know.
Yeah, but you know how to do it. That's the thing, because you watched fucking June Cleaver. Okay, you knew what to do. All right.
If I ever reminds me that way, I'd be fucked.
This reminds me of the old joke that I heard when I was working at Giant Food for about a week and a half, about 20 years ago. Okay, and the cashier is standing there, and the guy's got Doritos and sour cream and milk and chocolate fudge bars and those Christmas tree little Debbie cakes and all that sort of shit. And the woman, the cashier, says, "Hey, are you single?" And he says, "Yeah, how could you tell by my food?" And she says, "No, you're just a fat fucking slob."
By the way, speaking of grocery stores, remember that story I told you guys last week about the guy who followed me around down a couple aisles to
He's so pretty.
Stop me and tell me how pretty I am?
He's so pretty.
Yeah, he approached me again today.
Shut the fuck up.
Really?
So now I'm going to have to either change my shopping schedule or go to a different Kroger or something, because he acted like we were old friends today.
What is going on in where you fucking live?
How you doing there, honey, Jess? It's so nice to see you, and you're walking around the store so pretty. Look at that. You got some Velveeta breakfast tickets right there. About that. And look at that. You also got whole milk, Jess. I don't know whether I approve of that or not.
You've got a pretty smile with that ginger hair.
Oh, look at them pretty lips you got, telling you, Jess. Jess says, which ones?
I'm thinking that wasn't said.
No.
Oh, my Lord.
Wow.
No. If that was said, Jess would have smacked him with her left.
How fucking
fry.
That's freaky.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I was standing in sort of the middle of like the bakery section, away from the walkway where you walk through, like when you're going from produce through bakery toward the back of the store where the meat is. I was in farther from there, and out of the corner of my eye, I didn't realize it was him right away, but out of the corner of my eye, I see him. He's walking down that walkway. He sees me. He stops, goes out of his way to come over where I am and say, "Hi, how are you?" And I just, as soon as I realized it was him, I just turned away from him and walked away.
I can totally picture her in the bakery section too. And it's going, "Oh, you got white cake. Well, we got a meeting about that Wednesday night at 7:30 if you'd like."
You can come by the Baptist church on 7th and Vine.
We're going to hold some snakes and talk about how we only like white folks. Can bring some cake.
Man, see, so it just, it feels like it's guys like that who fucking just make guys like me and Chris just look horrible as human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it makes us look normal is what the fuck it does.
Well, yeah, there's
And
that.
that's sad because we're not close to normal.
We're far fucking from it.
I know, but that's how generalizations start, right? That's why you can't, if you were a single dude and you wanted to approach a woman and say, "Hey, hi, how are you?" You can't, because some fucking idiot's walking around blowing a Yui at the meat section, coming up and saying, "Hey, did you see the steaks down there? Did you want to come down and look at the kielbasa? Emphasis on kiel."
Look at this. Oh my, I got a pepperoni between my two fingers. Look at this.
I noticed you fondling the melons.
Does that mean you go both ways, honey?
Wow.
Are you liking those casabas?
Wow.
I like to sit in my basement on Tuesday nights after the clan meeting and eat pistachios.
Needless to say, I looked down every aisle before I went there to make sure that he wasn't there. I looked, had my head on a swivel in the parking lot on my way out to the car. I'm making sure there's nobody following me once I'm in the car. Like, that sucks. That sucks.
It does suck.
And that could be a thing that happens whether it's somebody who blatantly approaches you or not. But
well, here's a thought. Is it possible he's like the loss prevention guy and he's there all the time?
I was thinking something like that too. I'm thinking, oh, Jesus Christ, it's Bob Kroger the Fourth trying to give her free groceries for life.
No, it was not Mr. Kroger. It was.
Oh, I noticed now, ma'am, I see that you're putting lemons down your tight pants there. I'm going to need to check you out if you don't mind in the back room, Mark.
It was for sure not Bob Kroger or his employees.
Okay. You got to be sure. You can't fucking tell these days. Look, I wore a goddamn red shirt to Target the other day, and someone asked me where the fucking Black & Deckers were.
I get asked all the time, could you tell me where? I fucking don't know. I don't work here.
Everybody in the world
you look professional. You know why I look professional? Because I was fucking wearing jeans and a shirt that had 2 buttons on it instead of sweatpants and a sweat-stained pit shirt.
And that is not the guy that's going to approach Jess in the Kroger. I'm guessing this guy had some sort of a beer belly, maybe suspenders and some tweed in his teeth.
No. Nope.
Does he look normal?
Yeah, he looked like a normal guy.
Oh, a normal guy. That's really good to give to the sketch artist, Jess. Well, he looked normal.
He looked normal.
About 5'8". I guess he's white. I don't know. He might have been brown. Might have been red. I don't know.
Well, I didn't know you all were requiring a detailed description of the man.
Well, this isn't fucking pictures. I think the people at home want to know what this guy is, unless you want to present a picture of him.
I mean, he was just a normal looking, like.
Now, what's a normal person, Jess? Let's go down this road.
It was the opposite of what Wally just described. The man had, normal clothes on, and he was dressed decently, and he was not
wearing chinos.
He was not a repulsive looking man. He just was in my business for the second time in 2 weeks.
I swear to God, I don't want to be walking down a city street with Jess by my side. Somebody comes along, takes my wallet, fucks me in the ass, and the cop says, "Can you describe the guy?" He was normal. Had a penis in my friend's ass. It was fine.
In this instance, what he looked like really didn't matter.
It matters to me.
It didn't matter.
Do you have the same shopping schedule? Like you go on when you on Sundays? You on shopping?
I go on Sundays. Late morning. What's that?
Just in case he's listening, we want to go ahead and put your shopping schedule out there.
Well, he knows my shopping schedule. He's seen me 2 weeks in a row there.
Oh, boy.
That's why I said I have to change when I go or go to a different store or something now.
It's going to be funny. He's telling the same story right now. I saw that same girl in the store. She scares me a little bit. So I try to be nice to her. But I'm going to have to change my shopping schedule.
I wish he would.
I go over to this girl's got resting bitch face, and I try and say that to her to make her feel so much better about life. And I just wanted to see if she was stealing any groceries from the store. And I'm going to have to change my shopping. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to the Fred Meyer now.
Yeah, the thing that women love, in addition to being approached without being asked in stores, is when men think they have an inappropriate expression on their face and tell us to smile more. We love that shit.
I was bowling all weekend. Somebody looked at me and said, "God." I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like, you look like a cunt. I'm like, oh, all right. That's good.
Yeah, but see, so there's something you say that's how is a fucking guy supposed to know who he can approach and who he can't approach?
I feel like if there is mutual interest, if I had looked at this man, made eye contact, held eye contact, smiled, maybe said hi to him myself, that's a pretty good indication that you can continue to talk to me.
What makes it okay for you to say hi to him first and him not to say hi to you first?
Because saying hi is different than walking through several aisles of a store after seeing me for the first time.
You know what? That just does not happen. Okay, before Jenna, I was in where the fuck I was, Sears or something, and I looked at this good-looking girl, long blonde hair, blue eyes. She looks at me, she smiles, I smile. She says hi. I say, "Hey, how are you?" She says, "I have a boyfriend." What? What the fuck was that?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I think it would be hard to fucking meet a person now.
Oh, I already said it wouldn't happen again, Wally. It would not happen if something.
I don't think so.
Says the man who gets engaged every 3 years.
No, okay. Well, you know what? I might get engaged. Okay, but I don't have a website about my ex-husband. That's number one. Okay, and number two, if anything happens beyond this girl, I'm tired of dating. I told her I've met my last set of in-laws. One of my friends, very famous voiceover guy, I'm not going to say his name, but he told me he stopped fucking around with dating. He says, "Look, I want to get laid. I go to this website. She meets me at a hotel. Wham, bam, I'm done 45 minutes later, and I get to go back to my own fucking house and live my own fucking life." I'm like,
and there is no different. That is a much easier way than the fucking... Here, let me spend $140 on a meal and a
well, sure. If the only thing you're looking for is sex, absolutely, that's easier.
What do you think people are looking for?
Come on.
Come on.
Are you looking for a long-term relationship, Jess?
Am I? I would be in a long-term relationship if the circumstances were right, but I don't need one, and I'm not looking for one.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
But I'm not opposed to it.
No. But are you opposed to maybe getting laid tonight?
Well, I don't.
Maybe not tonight. Maybe tomorrow.
I don't have sex with strangers, so.
Well,
you'd see their picture on the website. You'd be all
right, right. And well, if you were to ask me that question, Wally, I would tell you no. First of all, I'm on the rag right now, so no, not tonight. However, you go out on a date and look, okay, he's paying money, he's getting this chicken bed, he's getting what he needs or what he wants, whatever else. Meanwhile, I'm going to the goddamn Cheesecake Factory, sitting there making small talk with some fucking sex therapist out of Rochester who's trying to sell me some fucking ED pills and try them out on her later. Okay, fine. We're all getting the same thing for the same price. Okay.
Hey, by the way, isn't the fucking Cheesecake Factory menu just way too fucking big?
It looks like it's a fucking deli in Paramus.
It's unbelievable how big that fucking... It's a tablet. It's like Moses brought it down and gave it to the Cheesecake Factory. Said, "Here you go."
Break it down. Half of it's fucking ads.
Yeah, true.
So you're sitting there looking, okay.
42 kinds of cheesecake.
Yeah, well, let's get an appetizer. Let's get the fried macaroni and cheese balls. Oh, look at this. Fogel Septic Service. We take shit from everybody. What?
After I'm done eating that cheesecake that's been sitting in the fucking warm glass case, I'll eat the Roto-Rooter.
I'm going to go take a nice BM after the Cheesecake Factory. Wouldn't that be great if you could tell dates that too? And you'd go to the Cheesecake Factory. She's like, "Well, would you like a blowjob?" "Yes, but first I have to take a shit." Okay.
There's another non-advertiser, the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, they're not coming.
Oh, I have a company that could advertise with us.
Oh, who is it? Let me put them off real quick.
It's T-Mobile.
Fuck those people. That's what I'm talking to you on right now. It's awful.
Listen, I've never had any problems with T-Mobile service.
Oh,
and
my God.
Their customer service, let me tell you something. I had a problem with my watch that came from T-Mobile. And I did all the things I could think of to troubleshoot it, couldn't figure it out. I call. A human being answered on the first ring. A human being. I didn't have to press 1 for anything. I didn't have to tell an automated service what my call was about. A human person answered the call on the first ring. I said, "Here's the situation I'm having." He repeated it back to me and said, "Okay, let me get you elevated to our tech support person." 30 seconds later, he had a tech support person on the line who was already briefed on what my issues were, so I didn't have to repeat it to her. And then she said, "Oh, well, your watch is under warranty. Forget the extra troubleshooting. We'll just send you a new one."
Wow.
Okay. You know what?
That is good.
That was not my experience.
That has been my experience consistently with them as they've told me, because I don't keep track of these things, obviously, but when you call T-Mobile, they say, thank you for being a customer for however many years.
Yeah.
17 years.
Look, I switched from Verizon to T-Mobile thinking, okay, look, it's going to cost less money. And these people are probably nicer and they're not going to send a collection agency after me like Verizon's done many times. So T-Mobile, that was kind of a joke. Haha. T-Mobile. Said, I want your 5G mobile internet service.
Wait a minute. You cut out.
You said T-Mobile and then it went dead.
See? You see how fucking good they are? So I asked them, I wanted their 5G mobile service. I said, I want this thing so I can take it from place to place with me and have a consistent thing. And they said, that's fine, Mr. Roth. Here's the details. We're going to charge you blah, 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 and get it out to you in the mail in the next week. Okay. So I called 2 weeks later when this thing hasn't come. And they said, I'm sorry, Mr. Roth, that's not available in your area after the first ring. Okay. So I did get through in the first ring. I'm sorry, that's not available. I said, not available in my area? You don't know what area I'm going to be in. I'm taking this to travel. It's not for home use. It's not available in your area. I'm sorry. Okay. So I went to Twitter, got no response. Went to Twitter, tagged their CEO, and got no response. So fuck it. I'm going to fucking AT&T in about 3 months.
Oh, I can tell you AT&T sucks.
Well, I'm sure they do too. I mean, but they all fucking suck unless you got Bob's fucking Wireless or a big wire attached to your goddamn vehicle.
Oh, you gotta get Cricket, I think.
Oh, Cricket? Why don't we go to Metro PCS or Mint or whatever the fuck?
I think if you get Metro PCS, you're back on T-Mobile. So
well, and back in Frederick, what the hell do we have up there? Cellular One. Yeah. Or something. Oh, yes. Wally, it's the weirdest fucking thing, Wally. Verizon and AT&T had already taken over the world, but Frederick, Maryland had Cellular One, and if you had Verizon or anything, you were in Rome in Frederick. And this was years ago.
I don't think does Cell One even exist anymore?
Only as a local company in Frederick.
Well, I have AT&T in my car. That is the wireless carrier that Volvo uses, and every fucking month I have to call them. I'm on automated pay. Every month I have to call them and give them my credit card number again, because every fucking month it doesn't auto renew like it's supposed to, because every fucking month I call them, and some guy from wherever, who it takes me 3 times as long to explain to him what my issue is, says, no problem. You're going to be fine. I've taken your credit card number now, and it's in the system. Next month, I call them again. No problem. It's in the system. I think these guys are just taking my credit card and buying shit.
Probably is. He probably is. He probably had one of those fucking meat truck remotes getting his 20 ribeyes for $20.
Oh, those fucking meat trucks. They have those at the mall every now and then. Have you seen those, Jess?
Yeah, a couple of years ago, a guy from a meat truck approached me at the gas station while I was putting gas in my car, asking me if I wanted to buy steaks from the back of the truck. And I was like, oh, I just get in the truck and then you give me meat? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to give you meat, all right. Come on in, honey. I'm going to butcher some meat right here in front of you.
Yeah.
You'll leave without a fucking leg.
Oh, I'm going to butcher some meat right here for you, honey. I was trying to tell you that at the Kroger the other day.
I was just trying to sell you 20 ribeye steaks. Them motherfucking ribeye steaks are about, I don't know, a quarter of an inch thick.
Oh, they're fucking terrible. They're awful. We had one of those in Winchester about 10 years ago. And I'm doing the remote, like 20 ribeyes for $20. Come on out. We're here till 3 on Wink FM. And I put one of those things on a goddamn grill at the remote. And this thing, ribeye of what? A ribeye of a horse? What the fuck was this thing?
Called a shoemaker.
I mean, your expectations have to be so high when you get 20 steaks for $20.
Hey, look, hold the fuck on for a second, okay? I go to Burger King, get 20 nuggets for $2, and I'm not disappointed. But allegedly it's chicken.
Those are probably truck meat too, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. Well, and those steaks, the key behind those is they're pumped full of fucking salt water. So they make them look like they're much bigger. You throw them on a grill and they start to boil. So much fucking water. But they don't just sell steak. They've also got chicken breast. You're looking at, what fucking breast was that? What is that? A chicken in transition? That's not a breast. That's a chest. That's chest meat, not breast meat. There's nothing there. The pork chops, they've got a bunch of shit. And then, of course, they always sell something on the side like stuffed mushrooms or one of those fucking ridiculous, so you can feel fancy there.
Yeah.
Look, we're having steak and stuffed mushrooms and twice baked potatoes. Yeah, it's those fucking trucks. We have those here. We have the ones that actually come up your driveway. And I think it's called Incredible Meat or something.
Oh, you don't have that?
I don't know what it's called, but they come and they knock on your door.
Uninvited?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was just in the neighborhood. I've got 2 cases left of this.
Which they've said to every single person all day.
Of course.
Yeah.
I've just got to get rid of them before I can't really go back to the shop with these left. I've got to sell. I'll sell. Big bargain. $29.95. You just take them. Next week, you see him at the mall in the parking lot, same fucking guy. They put big signs up here, big giant fucking signs when those guys, and people flock to it. They flock to get that shit. It's like furniture. If you're going to buy furniture, save and buy a good piece of furniture is going to last 20 years. Buy a steak, fucking spend some money, $19.99 a pound, and buy a good fucking piece of meat. Not that shit. You pasted them all together, wouldn't make one good steak. All right, I've had my piece on the steak. Oh, how about Robert De Niro, you guys?
What happened with Robert De Niro?
Having a kid?
Yeah, it's 79. Who's this? What kind of asshole, Robert De Niro or not, has a kid at 79?
Robert
How
De Niro.
fucking little is your? What are you trying to prove having a kid at 79?
That you don't like condoms?
Ding.
You're a fucking moron. That you have no sense of responsibility. Oh, I'm going to leave him some money. Fuck, so what? How about leaving him a dad? That'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it?
He'll buy him a dad.
You fucking make it through like the kid makes it through the 3rd grade and you're not already on a fucking feeding tube. Come on.
Well, thankfully, the kid will have access to free breakfast at school.
Well, hopefully he will, but I don't know. Robert De Niro makes too much money, so he might not have any access to it. There'll be a big settlement. The kid will have a trust fund, so he'll get nothing. He'll be starving.
Poor kid.
That kid will be starving.
Poor kid.
But why do we glorify that motherfucker? I mean, as an actor, he's a great guy, but why do we glorify that kind of shit?
Who's glorifying it?
Well, because that's the fucking news. People fuck everything.
It'll be on the fucking cover of Us magazine. Yeah. It'll be on fucking Entertainment Tonight.
Well,
It'll
that's
be on
just any celebrity has a baby, they do that.
No, bullshit.
No.
Come
bullshit.
on. It was on the CBS Hourly News on the radio. And in entertainment news, Robert De Niro has fathered his 87th kid at 78 years old. We'll be back after this from Dick Pills.
Well, I'm not holding the news up as a paragon of anything we should be doing.
No, but that shit, but people drink that shit up. That's what people like. That's what people call news now. Did you see the news? Robert De Niro. Yeah, I saw the news. I think there's a fucking war going on. I saw that on the news. Oh, no, the news. Robert De Niro had a kid. I don't fucking, if Robert, I don't know. It bothers the fuck out of me that we glorify that kind of, the shit that we idolize or iconoclast it or whatever. It's fucking ridiculous. That's not something that should be celebrated, I don't think. I think celebrated should be good parenting, good parent.
Listen.
He's not going to be around. Well, you imagine Robert De Niro go out there and throw him catch. The kid wants to play ball. I don't even know if it was a boy or a girl, but it doesn't matter, right? Hey, let's go out, Susie. Let's play some ball. Where's Dad? He's over there on the feeding tube.
You want to play ball with me? You?
Whose ball are you looking at? You looking at my ball? You looking at my? I don't think you're looking at my ball.
Hey,
you better not be looking at my ball. It's just it seems, and I don't even know, Chris, any idea the woman, her age?
I'm hoping that she's in her 70s to make this a better story.
Oh, it'd be so awesome if she was like 79 too.
Absolutely. And his wife, I think, is 40 something.
Yeah, and so when a 40-something-year-old woman has a child, people go, "Oh man, that's dangerous having a child that late in life." A guy does it as, "Oh, hey, good for you, bully for you, guy with a big sperm. You're something else." Jess, what are you looking at?
I am looking up how old Tiffany Chen is.
Is that Julie Chen's sister?
Jesus.
Well, could be. Is Julie Chen the one from the house or whatever?
I don't know.
Celebrity live in a house?
I don't know.
Yeah, what's that one where they put like 8 people in a house and they film them doing stupid shit, and what is the name of that show? It's not on anymore, I don't think. Oh, I can't remember. I don't watch any of those shit, but I know that it used to be on. How old is she, Jess? Look at Jess has her concentration face on.
Well, because this Tiffany Chen is a different. Okay, that's a different Tiffany Chen. Is not at all associated with De Niro. Because there's a Tiffany Chen who is 64, and that's not her. Tiffany Chen's exact date of birth has not been disclosed until now, but she participated in her first competition when she was 16, considering that she's possibly 45 or 46.
What kind of competition? What is she, a professional something?
She's a martial arts instructor and an actress.
Ah.
She started undergoing training in ballet, swimming, and gymnastics when she was 5. She also participated in the regional figure skating competitions and has won gold medals thrice.
And at age 41, she learned to fuck old celebrities.
Maybe he approached her at the grocery store and said, "Hey, you have a beautiful smile.
Hey, I like your gold medal." What kind of gold medal did she win? In like a like Special Olympics gold medal?
Special Olympics?
What the fuck? So now you've got De Niro banging a handicapped Asian woman? Come on now.
Wait, I lost you. I can't even see you guys anymore. Damn it. What the hell happened here?
That's glaucoma, Wally. That's what that is.
No, something happened with my screen.
Oh, shit.
But I can still hear, so that's all right. Where the hell?
I could see you.
I do see you. You're picking it up.
You guys, let's see. Group video chat. Here we are. There you are. All right, I see you now. Push me around. I'm not cool with it being that old having kids. I just think you should be around for your kid.
Listen.
Oh, Mother's Day. Hey, what did you guys? Any Mother's Day stuff going on? A car to call?
Nope.
I'll tell you, honestly. My brother.
I don't want to know if there's cock rings involved. Chris.
No. My brother that died today is his birthday.
I saw that,
and I got to tell you, Mother's Day, his birthday, all at once. I don't want to be anywhere near that house today.
Yeah.
So I'm already an emotional disaster because of all this shit, and especially today. And I know they're going to be, up in arms because it's his birthday. So I'm going to stay away, and I will call them later on and say, "All right, happy Mother's Day. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye."
So I generally don't give my wife anything for Mother's Day because she's not my mother. So I tend not to. Though I did give her a card because I got a lot of shit from people when they say that. No, I don't give my wife anything for Mother's Day. She's not my mom. It's not, I give her something for Valentine's Day as a show of love, and I gave her something Tuesday as a show of love, but see, Jess, see,
Blushing.
Yeah, sure you are. And yeah, so I don't really give my wife anything for Mother's Day. It's just not. I mean, the kids are so my daughter and son did take her to brunch, and subsequently took me to brunch as well.
Well, happy Mother's Day to you.
I know. I get a free breakfast out of the deal, which is very, very nice. I enjoy that. I'm happy with it. Chris, I saw your post about eating cheese doodles and various junk food. You're the part where the doctor says stop eating this shit.
How are you feeling, by the way?
Today has been an okay day. I had a nice solid stool today, which is rare.
Nice.
Thank goodness for that.
So we're I'm feeling okay, and I'm hoping that food at my Jenna's Mother's Day party tonight doesn't upset me. But we'll find out together. But whatever I had, I maintain it was some derivative of COVID, even though the test said negative, because I still can't taste a fucking thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it sounds like you had some COVID.
And when I do taste something, like let's just say I'll have a Dr. Pepper, but the carbonation actually burns my tongue. And I had ketchup the other day that burned my tongue.
Really?
And I had a slice of pizza, and I said, Jesus Christ, this tastes like I've just deep throated a roll of pennies. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So it was a copper taste. So
Weird.
Something's fucked up.
Yeah.
But all the blood tests say my diabetes numbers are high. Yeah, go figure. Okay, because I don't fucking take care of it. But maybe I will soon. But the living situation, it just the way that it is right now, it's hard to eat at home. So, I mean, I've eaten out every day since the 1st of July last year, with the exception of Thanksgiving, Christmas, and
you are going to invoke the ghost of Wilford Brimley. You keep it up.
Oh, I know. Look, people say, "What's wrong with you?" I say, "Diabetes."
Yeah, diabetes isn't good.
No, it's not. And, look, listen, I was off the meds for a while because I stopped eating shit. I had a salad every day at dinner. I had tuna fish at lunch. And, I mean, I smelled like I just fucked Morris the cat. But, I felt good. I felt fine.
Yeah.
So, and maybe I'll do that path again. But I've gotten so addicted to soda.
Maybe there's like a balance you can find. Like, have the salad and the soda and the cheese doodles and the tuna.
The soda is just empty calories. That's all it is.
Well, I know, but if you enjoy it, like food is meant to be enjoyed. It should be fuel and it should nourish your body, but it's also meant to be enjoyed. So I feel like there's a middle ground you should be able to take. Although I'm not qualified to give you any nutrition advice, and I'm not trying to do so, but
good girl, I enjoy me some food.
But I feel like there should be some kind of middle ground you could do.
Yeah, I mean, if you know what makes you go over the edge, and you know what keeps you in line, mix the two.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
don't mix beer and whiskey.
Everybody tells me that. What is it? Beer before liquor? Never been sicker.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it liquor
in the rear?
Liquor after beer, never fear. So you never know. But everybody tells me I'm crazy. But number one, my blood sugar level needs to be above normal for me to even feel normal. If it drops below 100, I feel like fuck. And when I wake up in the morning, I get these nasty cravings, not cravings, but nasty like pains in my stomach as I'm getting out of bed. And it's like, oh God, I feel like I'm going to fall the fuck over. And if I don't have some soda or some sugar Gatorade, then my stomach's just going, rah, 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 and it deep, deep pains, but it goes away after I have sugar. So the doctor says, well, you need some protein, It's okay. I'll suck a guy off in the morning. Let's see what happens then. I don't want to wake up and eat chicken or eat, Wagyu beef. I don't know. I got to figure something out and stick to it, I guess, because it's not like I'm huge fat like I used to be, Jess. I mean, I'm fucking 200 right now. 6 foot 200. Yeah, it's bigger than, whatever fucking BMI, would
BMI is bullshit and irrelevant.
Exactly. Well, see, 200, 6 feet tall. I'm okay with that. Considering the last time I saw you, I was about 310. So I'm okay with that. But the doctors are not. And the doctors are not with my blood sugar. So, I mean, if I stop having the food and stop having the soda and all that shit, yeah, my weight's going to drop, but I'm going to look like a fucking caricature of myself. And, I'm not going to feel good. I'm going to be so fucking lazy.
So it's the sugar, right? It's not just the idea of soda. So diet soda is not going to do it. It's the sugar in the soda.
Oh, it's the sugar. It's the sugar that's in the soda. If I had a diet soda, and I actually went to the store last week, Jess, just to let you know, the Giant Eagle at the 7th Avenue Shopping Center.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in there and I said, you know what? I'm going to actually, my boss, dear sweet Josh down in Alabama, we were talking about this. He says, you need to find a good diet soda. And I said, well, I'm going to go to the grocery store. I just don't know what I want. He says, go in and buy a 6-pack or a 12-pack of everything zero and take it home and try it and see what you can stomach. I'm like, Josh, I don't want to blow that kind of money. He's like, you've got my corporate fucking Amex. Go out and buy the fucking soda.
Wow.
Could I work for Josh?
Yeah.
You'd love to. He's so good. So I got Coke Zero. I got Sprite Zero. I got Seagram's Ginger Ale Zero. I got Zero. Did I mention Dr. Pepper Zero? I can't remember.
No.
And I got something sweet with stevia called Dr. Zevia or something like that.
Zevia, yeah.
Dr. Zevia. And I'm like, okay, that was the first one I tried. Drank some, rolled down the window, and threw it out of the car. It was so fucking bad.
Well, none of those sodas are good warm. Those Zevias?
No, they're terrible. So yeah. Coke Zero I tried, and Coke Zero is the one that I felt it tasted okay, but it felt weird in my stomach. I don't know why. But I can stomach the taste of Coke Zero. Sprite Zero, no thank you. The ginger ale was off. The root beer was okay. I got a zero sugar Sunkissed orange too. That was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I would bet that would be pretty good because that's so flavorful, right?
Oh yeah.
It's so orangey. I like the Canada Dry ginger ale zero.
See, I couldn't do it. It was just it was too bitter to me. And again, keep in mind the way that my mouth is tasting things just may keep things different. That Zevia shit, maybe it is good. I don't know.
No, it's not fantastic. It's not flavorful enough. I like Zevia, but if you need flavor, it's not that flavorful.
Yeah, it was just that was just fucking awful. And
especially if you're expecting like a Mr. Pibb or a Dr. Pepper taste, you're not getting it out of the Zevia.
But in Alabama, Josh found me Pibb Zero, and he's going to send it up because we don't have Pibb Zero up here. We're lucky we have Pibb up here, so he's going to send me some Pibb Zero, and we'll see if that goes down.
Start drinking Moxie.
Yeah, really,
so bad.
Tell you what, as soon as I start batting again for the Red Sox, I'll do that.
That Moxie is fucking horrible.
Oh my God.
People love it. We have a big festival up here for Moxie. It to me, it tastes like Robitussin of some sort.
Absolutely it does.
It tastes like I'm going to get me some Tussin.
Yeah, fucking terrible.
I don't want any Tussin. No. Well, I have a medical experience as well.
Tell me.
And so mine is much less detrimental than yours, but I've been having some horrible joint pain and some tendinitis and the doctor says, I don't want to say it, but it could be fibromyalgia, yada, 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 yada. So decided to give me something to treat it. And it was, what the fuck is it called? Jess, did I called you?
Yeah.
Cymbalta. Well, so I read about Cymbalta. Cymbalta is a antidepressant.
Yep.
That also treats inflammation in the joints and some other swellings of joints and muscles and things like that, along with a few other things. As I read the instructions and then later talked to the pharmacist, someone told me I should talk to the pharmacist.
That must have been a very smart person to tell you to do that.
It was a concerned person for sure. I read it and it was the fucking side effects are dizziness, bleeding, there are so many fucking side effects, constipation, yada, yada, yada. Constipation I could live with. The whole idea of bleeding, because I near bled out from an esophageal bleed 2 different occasions because of taking not aspirin, but the
Advil.
Advil. And so I talked to the pharmacist about it, and they gave me a 90-day. I don't know why the fuck they did this. I said, I'm going to try it. A 90-day supply. It cost me $25. Cost the insurance company $580.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
$25. I took one pill. It's a 1 dose a day. It's like 60 milligrams or 50. It's a very small dose. I took it. 2 hours later, I was puking.
Oh, no.
I was dizzy. I had a pounding headache, and my blood pressure had gone up. Those are 4 of the several symptoms you can have from taking this thing.
What did the pharmacist say?
Well, the pharmacist told me, he says, this is one of the top 100 drugs prescribed. As far as the side effects go, if one person in 100,000 experience this, they're putting it on there.
Isn't that what I said to you?
There's a lot of...
Oh, Chris has left the call.
We lost Chris.
Yep.
So he said, it's some of it's a CYA.
Yeah.
Right. It's a cover your ass. Some of it is, hey, look out for this stuff because if there's other things, you should be paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
So just be aware. It fucking ruined me yesterday too. I took it Friday at like 5:00. By 7:30 or so, I was puking and nauseous and puking, and I puked 5 times, and just fucking really hard pukes. And hi, Chris. And then I fucking got a pounding headache. I could feel my blood pressure rising, and then when I got up, I almost fell down because I was so dizzy. Turned my head, I was dizzy.
Oh, Jesus.
And then I've just sleep. Yesterday I slept almost all day.
Oh, wow.
Now, whether or not that's from that one little pill I took on Friday, I don't know. Or whether it was from exhaustion from puking so much, or my body trying. Fuck that. I'd rather have the pain than do that shit.
Well, I mean, just call your doctor and say, that's not going to do it for me. I need something else. She
might tell me, 2 or 3 times and you won't have it anymore. Your body has to adjust to it. I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Well,
I don't.
I mean, that should be a conversation you can have with her to say,
oh yeah, for sure.
I can't miss 2 or 3 more days of work because I'm puking all day and having to sleep it off the whole next day.
Yeah. And just feeling, and I can't drive when I fucking can't see straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole idea of turning my head to look and see if traffic's coming and then passing out is not a good idea.
That's not recommended for most drivers.
Yeah, I'm thinking that. So count Zimbalta as another company we can't have as an advertiser.
Yeah. Bummer.
Well, I think it works for a lot of people though. I think that as there's obviously tons of people who use that without any side effect.
Yeah.
I just happen to have had a side effect. There are tons of people who use medications and have no side effects, and other people who have side effects. It's like penicillin. I mean, some people fucking give them penicillin, they're going to die. Most everybody else, it saves their lives or at least helps them immensely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's my medical experience. Though my blood pressure was perfect when I went to the doctor. 120/70.
Nice.
My pulse, heart rate was 60 BPMs, except for the she said, oh, you have a pretty decent murmur there. I said, oh yeah, I have a leaky valve.
Oh.
So only 3 of the valves. I mean, that's, whatever that is, but impressive that she could hear it with, putting her stethoscope on my chest for about 8 seconds and going, oh yeah, I hear a heart murmur in there. Do you know you have one? Yeah, I know. And then she looked at the chart and said, oh yeah, I see right here, heart surgery. Okay, good for you. Which is a vote of confidence for her to be able to pick that up, because you're thinking when they put that on you, what the fuck can they hear?
Mm-hmm.
Right? They put the stethoscope on you, like, come on, that's just a doctor thing. You can't hear shit. You just breathe in, breathe out. Bullshit. You don't hear shit.
They've been posing with that for decades.
Right. They're hanging around their neck. I'm a doctor. Look at me. I'm a doctor. You can see my little dance. You can't see my dance on there, I know. But I'm doing a little dance, and I don't dance well. Just so we know.
Oh, it was good to say, I'm a little doctor, short and
oh God, yes.
Well,
yes.
I don't have a medical update, but I did kill a pizza restaurant.
What?
A what?
I killed a pizza restaurant. There is this place. I would order from them a couple times a month, probably. And I would order it through DoorDash because they didn't have direct delivery to order from them directly. And a few weeks ago, I could pull up the pizza place, but I couldn't pull up the menu. No, actually, before that, I had ordered a pizza, and when I got it, it had no cheese on it. And I was like, what the fuck? And so before I reached out to complain, I pulled up to make sure I did. I had remembered seeing a checkbox that said no cheese. And I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally click the no cheese box, because who would do that? But let me just make sure before I complain.
No cheese.
There's a box that says no cheese that you can check. I did not click that. But then they also had cheese listed as an optional topping that you had to pay extra for. It was not the part of the base pizza anymore. It used to be, but all of a sudden now they want you to pay for cheese like it's a topping. So
What?
I left them a scathing review because, first of all, as a New Yorker in Tennessee, it's really hard to find pizza that isn't terrible. Mm-hmm. This place is called New York Pizza.
Yeah.
And it was good. Until they stopped until they made cheese a topping you had to pay. So I left this scathing review that basically said New York would be ashamed of you for charging. Pizza is cheese and sauce and crust. That's a given. Until the other day I went to order from a place and they wanted to charge extra for sauce. And I was like, nope, fuck this place.
Extra for sauce?
Extra for sauce, yep.
Why don't they just call the place Crust?
Yeah, right.
Order a crust.
So I had left this terrible review saying, cheese is a base part of the pizza. You cannot charge extra for it as a topping. I'm never ordering from this place again. But that was a lie because there wasn't any other place that I liked. So I just started paying for the damn cheese as a topping. Well, a few weeks ago, I pull up the restaurant and I can't get the menu to load. So I end up ordering something else from some other place. Last week, I try again. New York Pizza's not listed on there at all. So I'm like, well, maybe DoorDash dropped them because they don't put cheese on their pizza as the base. I pull up their Facebook account, closed permanently.
What?
I killed New York Pizza in Tennessee.
Well, now you know why they were charging extra for cheese.
You're right.
They were on there.
But just if you think you have to do that, add it into the cost of the basic pizza. Just
raise the cost by 75 cents.
Exactly. Don't there was another place. I did try another place after that one sent me a pizza with no cheese on it. I tried another place, and when I got that pizza, it only had toppings on half of it. And I was like, what the fuck? I go back into the DoorDash app. It was $2 per extra topping per half.
Shut up. What is going on where you live?
They're stupid about pizza and other things.
They're stupid about almost everything, Jess. They're stupid about almost everything.
If it wasn't for
wackadoodle politicians, wackadoodle pizza joints. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible.
God damn.
So now I have to find a new pizza place.
What happens when you order a hamburger? You only get one slice of bread? You get the bottom of the bun?
You have to buy the bread's extra, Wally.
Are you a bottom or are you a top, Jess? What kind of burger do you want? Holy fuck. I've never heard of such a thing.
I never have either.
Jesus
but now they're gone.
Christ.
I've killed them.
Hey, you know what though, Chris? That would be a good place for you to order from. You wouldn't have to worry about getting, half that bad food. Order a pizza from that joint. You're not going to get the cheese.
I'll go get 2 left Twix as well. Come
on. It's fucking unbelievable. It's madness. It's madness what has happened to just business in general and places in general. It's just fucking madness. You can't get customer service is a wacky thing, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm at some fast food joint. I forgot where the hell I was. I was at God damn it, where was it? Oh, it was at a pizza place. Ironically called New York Pizza.
You're lying.
They go in and I said, okay, yeah, I'd like to order a to-go order. And they said, okay, what would you like? I'm like, let me get the medium white pizza. Okay. And I need stuffed shells and a Mr. Pibb. They had it on Fountain. So I got that. And the credit card screen came up for whatever it was, like $25. Okay. And I tapped my card and it asks if I want to enter a tip. Do I want to enter a tip for service I haven't fucking gotten performed yet?
Right.
Come on. Fuck
right.
that.
And that begs the question, is the person at the counter ringing you up, are they making a reasonable hourly wage, or are they being paid like wait staff, which is like $3 an hour because they're supposed to work for tips?
Right. Yeah. So I have an issue with tipping too. It's funny you bring that up. My issue is at Dunkin' Donuts here, at several of the Dunkin' Donuts I go to, depends on which franchise is who the franchise owner is. No tipping allowed, which I think is bullshit.
Wow.
If I want a tip, I should be able to tip. Who the fuck are you to say I can't, that the service was so good that I want to give that fucking person a buck? I want to throw a buck in the jar.
Well, I hope that the places that have that policy, I hope that means that they're paying
they're
well above minimum wage.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. You can almost tell. Oh, you can tell. I mean, you know who's paying good and who's not. You can tell. I mean, there are certain things in life that there's certain things are just true, and you can tell by the employee base. You look at the employees, you go, they're not fucking hiring people who are midway up the ladder. They're hiring the otherwise unemployable in many places, but they're doing it on purpose because they're not paying enough money, and people who are desperate to earn money will take those jobs, and people who feel like, and I don't mean their self-worth or their feeling of self is their self-esteem may not be as good, and people who are in the middle of that ladder tend to have, hey, I'm worth something. And the people down towards the bottom, how people are. Lots of people just feel, I might not be saying this as well as I could, but they're just, their self-esteem says, well, I'll take whatever I can get.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? So you're taking advantage of people who are, might have made some mistakes as youth in their schooling or had, bad experiences and their self-esteem sucks, or are just desperate to fucking live in a decent place. And it's just fucking, it's crazy. And so those fucking people, you can't leave them a tip. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't fucking get, I don't get it. Why would you even want to work for those fucking people? If they say you can't get a tip, imagine how they're treating the people who are employees who they actually have, are controlling.
Yeah.
You wonder why service is bad. You wonder why customer service is bad, because they're fucking horrible to their employees. Not everybody, but it's just the way it is. People are not excited to be working for people that are assholes.
No.
There's also the other extreme where people think they're owed the world. One of the most overused things I see now is,
maybe I am owed the world, Wally.
Entitled. Oh, people are so entitled. That is so overused now.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's overused because it's more prevalent than ever. People who behave as if they're entitled. What's that?
Right. But I also think people don't know what it means to be entitled.
Well,
they misconstrue what that actually means.
People throw around words these days as if, the number of people who are called narcissists these days.
Yeah, right.
When
misogynist, narcissist, those words are just thrown around.
Yeah.
Look, if there's anybody on this call that's got a PhD in narcissism, we know who that.
Yes,
it's me. Me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm not a narcissist.
Well, I'm not a narcissist, but I have a PhD in one because I married one, and I happen to be related to at least one.
Yes, we do know that, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have one in my family.
Mm-hmm.
For sure I do. Absolutely. Yeah, people throw this shit around because it's the catchphrase of the day on Good Morning America or the Today Show or whatever one of those motherfucking, stupid fucking newscasty infotainment shows.
Mm-hmm.
And people have the misuse of words is fucking astonishing.
And these days they take the mass misuse of the word and put it in Merriam-Webster as the correct use of the word. Did you see a couple of years ago, they put the word literal in as meaning not literal.
Yeah.
But also it means literal.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's something that I saw that they changed because it used to mean just literary or literal used to mean just it was written down. It was written, right? Literal means it's a writing. It's written. It's a literature. It's related to literature. Now it means it really happened. Or something.
Yeah, except that now it also means it didn't really happen.
Right.
It either happened or it didn't happen. Literal.
Yeah, because the ebbs and flows. I also don't like the laziness of text. So I don't text. I don't text very well.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do text, I do the voice to text, but I think it's called speech to text.
Mm-hmm.
It's speech to text, and it comes out always fucking goofy, right? Like when I say I'll send you something, then I look at it after and it says the cunt jumped over the moon. What?
Oh, yeah.
My friend sent a text to our group text the other day, and I don't remember what she said, but instead of my name, it said Jews instead of Jess.
I was going to say, there was a cut to be made for the tournament at the bowling alley today, and my friend from Canada was driving down, and he's like, "You bowling this morning?" I was like, "Nah, didn't make the cunt." Right.
Didn't make the cunt, neither did the Jews.
And the best,
it's all horrible.
So my mother tried to play not the texting game, but the abbreviation game. I sent her an email. This a couple of years ago. Sent her an email that said, "Hey, I bowled this, this, and this," and it says GFY, mom. Now with my mother, that's could be good for you,
right?
Or it could be go fuck yourself.
Uh-huh.
I don't know which you're going to get with Liz on a given day. Okay.
I have to look up abbreviations because I don't know them.
Oh, there's some of this shit that, I didn't know what HMU was. And I'm like, and somebody trying to type emu? What?
It's hit me up, Wally.
Yeah.
Hit me up?
Hit me up.
I don't know any of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I see stuff. People will post stuff on like Facebook. They'll post stuff. They'll send me a note and they'll have 2 or 3 abbreviations. What the fuck are they saying?
That's why Al Gore invented the Google.
What? When did it change?
He invented that too?
When did it change from fucking to hooking up?
I don't know.
That there was a line because somebody said, "Hey, you want to hook up?" I'm like, "Yeah, I go to Sheets later." I mean, okay. No, that's not what they meant, apparently. My naivety. Okay. Because, let's go. Naivety. Let's go to Revenge of the Nerds. Okay. You all remember Revenge of the Nerds, right?
Yeah.
Vaguely.
Okay. So Poindexter's sitting there on the sofa getting high, talking about something, and the girl sitting there from the Delta Moose sitting there getting high. And
here's Booger.
She looks over at Poindexter and says, "Poindexter, Are we gonna fuck? So sometime between 1982 and whenever, it changed from fucking to hooking up. And I got to tell you, from what I can hear and what I remember right now, going back in old conversations, I missed a lot of fucking because I didn't know what hooking up was.
Oh.
Yes. I don't ever remember ever using the term hooking up.
No.
No.
I remember in high school saying that we were going out, which was like, the 50s and 60s equivalent of going steady. We were going out, and my parents, my father especially, going out. You're going out where?
Yeah, right. It was also for a while. It was talking. I'm talking to her.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That was the phrase for a while. We're talking.
Well, talking to. Yeah, you're talking to. It's like
that means that's mine. That's mine.
That always felt like we're figuring it out. To me, that's what talking to always felt like, was like, we're trying to see if we like each other, but it's not a committed thing yet.
I think it depends on which neighborhood you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I assure you, in Dundalk, talking to is you're giving me the cream pie tonight. Okay,
you're bumping uglies.
Already got to quit. And you know what? With that girl in Dundalk, it was bumping. I told you about the Dundalk girl, right? When I brought her over for Christmas.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh God! So I brought this Dundalk girl home for Christmas. It was a really bad year, and she was wearing this short, really tight, red dress. I mean, she looked like she was in a fucking sausage casing. Okay, and my father calls me on the 26th or 27th, one of the two. He says, "Hey, Sonny boy." Yeah, Dad. Hey, listen, I got your mother here on the speakerphone. I got a question for you. I said, yeah. So that girl you brought over, can we assume that's a reaction to some bad fucking medication and we'll never see that trollop again? Oh my God. That was my experience with Dundalk.
Okay.
You know, I love, I don't love, but I so much like that you have such a great relationship with your parents.
Well, I have a great relationship with my father. My mother, I was talking to the girl at the 7-Eleven the other day about this. And don't ask me why I have a weird relationship with a chick at the 7-Eleven, but I do. And we were just bullshitting about stuff and her dad died a couple of years ago. I said, listen, I love my mom, and I do. I just don't like her. Okay. Yeah. We have big personality conflicts. I blame her for my gambling. Because it's not a gambling problem because I do it well, but I blame her for my gambling because what game show did she raise me on? The Joker's Wild. So the other kids wanted G.I. Joes, right? I wanted a fucking slot machine. Okay. Right. And guess what they gave me?
Oh, no.
Fucking slot machine.
Wow.
Oh, for real.
And my mother and I,
was it one of those piggy bank slot machines?
This thing, it was bigger than that, and it actually paid out. Money that you put in. So you can imagine my disappointment when I got to my first casino and saw that the reels were behind glass and you couldn't manipulate them by hand. Okay.
It was the cell phone of the day.
Exactly. So I got the slot machine and then duck pin bowling. She got me into that. And, I've made a lot of money because of that sport, but she got me into that. And I got to tell you, bowling probably cost me my first marriage, second marriage, and a third relationship.
Really?
I spent so much time there. I spent so much time.
Do you remember that old TV commercial? There was a TV commercial that used to show like the kids were trying to figure out, hey, what are we going to do tonight? Where can we go? Bowling. Bowling. It would show like the girl with the tight jeans bowling the ball down the alley, and the two guys would look at each other and go, bowling. Do you remember that commercial?
This whole conversation has gone 100% full circle in the last 5 minutes because we're finding out now that in the late 70s and early 80s, going bowling was fucking. So now we know.
Do you remember? Do any of you guys remember that commercial?
No. Oh, absolutely. But it wasn't on any of the high-end TV channels around here.
No. That would be like on a independent channel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This was on Channel 20. I mean, And we had some of the worst commercials down here on TV. It's just some of the worst shit, like the Mr. Carvel commercials where he is like, "Hey, would you like to have Cookie Puss at your birthday party?"
We had those commercials.
But the worst one, and I know it was Baltimore centric. Okay, there was a guy who would get on camera, and he was a white guy with a thick Baltimore accent, and he would have the camera pointing at him while he's standing in front of a wood paneled wall holding, okay, here's your radio talk for the day. He's holding a 635A in his hand, okay, with the mic cord dropped to the ground, okay, and he's reading his script saying, "Hi, I'm Mr. Ray from Mr. Ray's Hair Weave." Then they start putting all these pictures up of these African American women and guys saying, "This is all natural hair. That's all Mr. Ray uses is all natural hair. Call me. I'm Mr. Ray." I'm looking at this thing. We had that. And the other one was Junri Karate. Okay. And I'll never forget the phone number. The number was USA 1000. That's before you had to dial any area codes around here. It was USA 1000. And they had Nils Lofgren do the jingle. Okay. So you've got Nils Lofgren doing this. "When you see Junri's self-defense, you will say, 'Nobody bothers me.'" And then he's phone number, "Call USA 1000. And then he's got his kids at the end of the commercial, okay, both going, "Nobody bother me," and the other one goes, "Nobody bother me either," and the kid winks his eye. So 20 years later, the commercial jingle starts, and then they fade off to, "You might remember me. I'm Junri's son, Jim Ray. And hello, I'm Arlene. Nobody bother me." I mean, it's the same shit. 20 fucking.
Wow. Do y'all remember Crazy Eddie?
Oh, who could forget that?
Crazy Eddie.
Prices that are insane.
Yeah, we had Crazy Eddie. Crazy Eddie was awesome.
Crazy Eddie was a disc jockey at I'm
not surprised.
New York. His name wasn't Crazy Eddie. It was the guy playing the Crazy Eddie character.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he was awesome. Jerry Carroll, that was his name, and he was at WPIX in New York City. There was a time, now I don't know whether you had it up there, but down here, that was one of like the first infomercials on TV. They strung along like 50 of the 30-second spots. And they bought the time. But Crazy Eddie, his prices are insane. Yeah. And then
he would do that thing with his hands in his head. Insane. Well, like he was W.C. Fields or something.
Exactly. Now we had that shit, and that was on Channel 50. That was the only thing they showed some days. Was Crazy Eddie.
I feel like that must have been on, for us, it must have been on the Superstation that because we would get WPIX out of New York City, up, hours away from New York City in Ithaca.
Yeah, we would have it on where I lived. It would be on Channel 38, WSBK, Boston.
Oh boy, there you go.
And I think the other one was what was the other one? It was Channel 56. I don't remember their calls. That's where I used to listen to, I think Channel 38 is where Uncle Dale Dorman. Remember Dale Dorman?
Oh, of course.
Uncle Dale used to do, "Hi kids, it's Uncle Dale." Dale Dorman was the guy. He was, I think, did he do middays or afternoon drive on Kiss 108 in Boston?
He's did.
A legend. He did a few stations, but that's where he ended up.
He went to the oldie station eventually, but he was on Kiss. Then he was on
RKO.
Yeah, RKO and ODS both.
He was fucking awesome, that guy.
Oh, absolutely. He
was one of the reasons why I wanted to be on the radio, because of Dale Dorman. He was fucking, and he did not have this voice. He had, "Hi, it's Dale Dorman." He had a very high voice. And very excitable. And he used to do the afternoon cartoons for kids. "Hi, kids. It's time for Casper the Friendly Ghost. It's Uncle Dale here. Coming up next, Rat Patrol."
Well, we're getting to that time where I got to go give the future wife a little pickle tickle. And then we had to head up to the party for her mother. So,
what's the part? Oh, the Mother's Day party?
Yeah, the Mother's Day party. So hopefully, Hopefully, yeah, they do a Mother's Day. They have a party day. Jesus Christ, they have Flag Day parties in this fucking part of the world. So I mean, so a Mother's Day party.
Just first tell me, were those bees outside your house?
Yes.
What kind of bees?
I don't know. I did not get close enough to identify the bees.
Are they gone?
I believe they're still actually. The tree has a hollow, like a big hole in it, and I believe they're in there. I believe they have migrated to there, but it's not my tree. I posted a video for anybody who's listening. I posted a video of this on my Facebook and Instagram at Jess Right Radio. I walked outside and I just was letting the dogs out and I could hear this hum and I was like, what is that noise? And I'm looking around and I look over to the right and there is a massive swarm of bees that's just hovering around my next door neighbor's tree.
Jesus Christ.
It looks like thousands of bees.
It was easily thousands of bees. And I just went, holy shit. And then I took video.
Some killer bees down there?
They might have been murder hornets. I don't know, but they did not murder me. But I got the dogs inside and I went inside and I was like, I am staying in my house for the rest of forever now. But I did, after a few hours, there was only a couple of them like flying around that outside of that tree.
Yeah, those are the lookouts looking for somebody like you to walk by so the murderers can come out and get you.
Well, I went over, the neighbors were out in their front yard, so this is how I met the neighbors on that side, and said, I don't know if you're aware that this is happening in your backyard. And I showed him the video, and then the guy and his dad went back and sort of looked up there, and first they were like, oh, we should spray something, and then they saw how many bees there were and they were like, no, we need to call somebody. And I was like, yeah, those are
going to be the guys with a big stick and a rag on the end with kerosene.
They're going to get us all killed.
Yeah. Lighting it on fire, then running and catching themselves. Like,
also if they're honeybees, you don't want to kill them all, but they just need to not be right there. So
but it would seem unusual for a honey type bee to make a nest inside of a tree.
I don't know that much about bees to know, but that's where they are currently. So, or at last check.
Well, I don't know for sure. We used to have beehives.
Yeah.
And we would make the honey, but maybe they make, I don't know. But be careful.
Yeah.
If they are honeybees, you don't really have to worry about them because they usually don't go after anybody.
Yeah.
Honeybees don't bother people. They just collecting the pollen.
Okay.
Making the honey. Waiting for Winnie the Pooh to come eat the honey.
Wally is in need of a snack or a nap or something right now.
Yeah, my sugar's getting out of control.
Yeah. All right, you guys.
Well, happy days.
Happy days. Talk to you next week.